All right, so responsible use of the waiting list feature. So in PT Minder, your booking system app, there's a feature called the waiting list. So what that means is if the session that you want is full, you can add yourself to a waiting list. If a slot comes available, so if somebody cancels out of the session that you want and you're on this the waiting list, you'll be automatically added into that session. And then the system automatically sends you an email to notify you that you've gotten a session. This is an awesome feature, obviously. It's really handy. It saves a lot of admin on the coaches and the client's behalf. And it's also a queue system in the waiting list. So the first person to book onto the waiting list gets the first available slot, and the second person gets the next, so on and so on. And it's very useful, as I said, and most people who are on the waiting list actually get a slot. So it's proven itself to be a really good tool for the booking system. Now, there has been an issue arising, and a few of us have chatted about this already, but so with responsible use, we can do away with some of these issues. So basically, I'll give an example of some of the things that's been happening which can be avoided just by some responsible use. So for example, if somebody is booked in for a 6 a.m. slot on the waiting list, and what has happened now a few times is they'll be booked in for a 6 a.m. slot, they're still on the waiting list, they go to bed in the middle of the night or just after they've went to bed, somebody cancels, they get moved into the session, don't realise because they're sleeping, and then I'm messaging them the next day asking them why they've not shown their session. They say, I didn't know it was put on because I was moved on after I had gone to bed. And so the easy way to avoid this is once you're planning on going to bed, then you know that you're not going to make that session, so you just have to remove yourself off the waiting list. It means that you'll avoid any penalties that could come on your behalf, or if you're in the 6-week challenge, then you'll not lose any of the sessions that you had. And it's just a matter of knowing what you're on waiting list wise and knowing what your sessions, what your bookings are for that week. The same thing applies to evening sessions too. If you're booked in for, so I know some people will do, they'll book in for say a quarter past or a 6:30. They're on the waiting list because they want the 6:30 session, but in case they don't get it, they're booked in for the 5:45 too. Now, if you're moved over from the waiting list, then you need to cancel yourself off, or if you decide that you're not going to use that waiting list slot, you need to cancel yourself off. So it's just about a responsible use around the waiting list. The big one really is the middle of the night ones, the 6 a.m., 6:45, and 7:30 sessions. If you're going to bed and you know you can no longer make that session, then just cancel yourself off the waiting list to avoid any headaches and avoid me messaging you asking you what happened. And that's it. Just if you know you're not going to be using the session, cancel it. If you are on the waiting list, if you use the waiting list feature, then you've got to be responsible with it. Remove yourself from waiting lists. If you get the slots, remove yourself from the sessions that you're not going to use because you get on a waiting list slot, and that's the crack. All right, take care.